And welcome back all to another edition of Cracking Hollywood. Now, you've seen tinctures, you've seen pills, topical ointments, but this time we are going to cover hemp and CBD beverages. Yeah, that's right, beverages. And as you can see, there's probably only a few brands to cover. This is not a huge space. This is a very niche, unique thing that we've come across here. And it's pretty cool, from sparkling beverages to pump sprays that you can put into your own drinks, and something similar to like a 5-hour energy shot, except the exact opposite because it's CBD. All right, so stay tuned. Let's go through some hemp beverages. Let's hit it. All right, now let's begin with the Wowie sparkling beverage. This is pretty cool stuff, I gotta tell you. In all honesty, it might be the best thing to happen to me all year. I'm totally serious when I say that to you, right? Because I'm one of those guys who sometimes takes like the CBD tincture and drops it in sparkling water. And for me, tinctures actually work the quickest. You put them under your tongue, and pills for some reason take a super long time and you don't even notice what's going on. But for some reason, when you drop CBD in sparkling water, it's fun. It's super fun. You're going to want a glass of sparkling water anyway, right? And it somehow actually kicks in, is a lack of a better word, because obviously nothing really kicks in. You actually cannot get high off of CBD whatsoever. But if you've been taking it for a while, you notice a relaxation state, right? And so kicks in is the wrong word, but for some reason in sparkling water, it delivers into your system in a more noticeable way than a pill would, even though that noticeability is a bit subtle, to be honest with you. All right. So, I mean, what I really, really dig, and why we are recommending the Wowie sparkling beverage, is it's not just CBD. It's got like L-theanine in it and super awesome flavors, and for some reason there's olive oil in it, but it tastes really good. And so I'm looking at the can, and I'm like, there's no way, like, what's the sugar content on this, right? And in all honesty, it's only got 3 grams of sugar, and I think because they put monk fruit in there. And if you've ever tried monk fruit, it's pretty great. It might be the best sugar substitute out there. It's really hard to find. It's outrageously expensive. Every time I've tried to buy some in bulk, everyone is out of it, right? It's pretty hard to find, but I think that's their secret to actually getting the taste without a lot of, the whole can's got 3 grams of sugar, right? So they've got cane sugar in there, and then they've got, monk fruit, and I think that's how they're managed to get this like absolutely awesome soda taste. Right now we're looking at the citrus flavor right here. There's a watermelon flavor in there, which is, you really have to like watermelon if you want if you want to have this watermelon. I highly recommend this citrus flavor if you're just starting out on these, right? But they've got a few flavors, and they've got a pretty great thing going on, I gotta tell you. All right, so once again, just keep in mind, and this is our quick FTC disclaimer that we've got to put on some of these. While we do get samples on this channel from the brands themselves, the reviews themselves are totally honest. We're not going to BS you. Honestly, if something's terribly bad, it probably won't make it on the show in the first place. But if there's pros and cons, we're going to discuss the pros and cons. And aside from the price, maybe, which we try not to discuss price on here because it fluctuates so heavily, right? So you'll just have to Google it and check it out. But as far as everything goes, there are not a lot of cons to this at all, right? So I'm a big fan, right? All right, so that is the Wowie sparkling beverage. All right, so let's move on to the Elevate. All right, now this is the Elevate. Now, Elevate is a sort of serum that you pump into your drink. And you can use this in any drink you want, from juice to your morning coffee to just water. I still pump it into sparkling water. It's just my thing. And you'll notice it has a serum-like pump right here. And that's actually pretty helpful, so you don't confuse it with a tincture, because otherwise the rest of the bottle, including the box and everything, like appears to be a tincture type box, but this is not something you want to actually put under your tongue. And they have clear instructions on not to do that, right? So you just want to put a couple of pumps into your drink. The downside to Elevate is actually getting it out of the box the first time around. The way they have this box, it is so tight to get that little cardboard flap open on top here, and like you basically just have to dig your fingers in there. You're gonna get a paper cut of some sort. It's pretty tough to get out of the bottle. And then this thing is shrink wrapped when it's new, and you're at it and you're like, am I ever gonna get to this stuff, right? So aside from a completely unpleasant unboxing experience, the serum, for lack of a better word, itself is actually quite good, and it works quite well, and you will get a lot of drinks out of this little bottle, believe it or not. So that is the Elevate. Pretty awesome. And like I said, I still pop it in sparkling water. All right, so now we're going to go into what the equivalent of a 5-hour energy shot is, except it's not an energy, and it's bigger. It's much bigger. All right, so this is another one from our friends at Wowie, and this is like a mango coconut flavor. They've just come up with the coolest flavors out of this brand. Like, it's so awesome. Now, this is obviously a shot, right? So you can tell it's nowhere near as big as the giant Wowie can was, right? So it is, though, twice the size, I would say, is a 5-hour energy shot. Now, it tastes good, it works, it's pretty much the same ingredients as the sparkling beverage, from what I can tell. Maybe there's some extra adaptogens in there or something, but it's a pretty fast acting thing. The deal is, though, I can't think of an example on when I would actually use something that, where I need to actually keep a shot of relaxation juice on me, right? I mean, obviously there's health reasons on why you want to take, an adaptogen drink or, some CBD. Some people take it as an ongoing. So I guess if you're in a hurry in the morning, you need a quick shot and you're out the door. I actually prefer to take mine in the evening, either right before or right after dinner. But I guess like if you're about to give a speech and you're sitting in the office, let's say, and all of a sudden somebody busts in your door and says, you got to give a speech to 100 shareholders in 20 minutes, right? I suppose you're like, oh my gosh, well, I need a shot of Wowie, right? Like, I suppose that would be where you've got in your suit pocket or a desk drawer, if you're actually wearing a suit. In this imaginary scenario, you're at a job where you're wearing a suit and you're about to talk to shareholders, right? So if you're that guy, maybe you need a quick, fast-acting, portable shot of relaxation stuff on you that you can quickly slam, and you're in the zone, and nothing's gonna bother you, right? But other than that, I would think it's a little paradoxical to need fast release relaxation, right? If you're gonna relax, you got to relax. If you need to relax quickly, you're already losing the game, right? It's kind of paradoxical, but there are definitely uses for this, and honestly, this is gonna be hilarious. I actually just kind of poured some of it into sparkling water and turned it into their sparkling beverage anyway. But these are the hemp beverages that have CBD in them. It's pretty great. Now, stay tuned, because you're about to find out why you might need one of these CBD shots if you are a dude attending a wedding, in a segment that we like to call
How is it that women get into weddings? And I think pretty much universally men dread them.
Especially their fathers.
Like, women get there, they're wearing their best clothes. They have to compare their shoes.
Yeah,
right.
That's what it is. It's like the Grammys for women.
It really is. There's some switch in our head that it's just like wedding is like, I don't know. I don't want to say every little girl, because you might not identify as a little girl.
Whatever. You're right.
But at a point, like, I'm not like super into marriage, but there is a point where I'm like, but a wedding would be nice. Also, because I'm just like, it would be a great party All I want is an open bar.
And there wasn't an open bar.
That's what I did.
And there was a great party, and all I could think of was, oh God, I'm going to have to put on nice clothes. I'm going to be sweating the whole time.
It's super
I have to
simple
sit
for
up
you.
straight
Put
and
on a
eat
suit.
properly with my knife and fork so I don't eat with my fingers, which is what I normally do on the couch.
Like
And the girls were all like, oh,
it's like
so
a
beautiful,
pageant.
man.
It's like you gotta make sure you're wearing a nice dress. Your hair's gotta be good. Your nails gotta be on point. You gotta make sure because you might find your husband apparently.
It's the Grammys.
Yeah, you might.
It's a red carpet walk. It sounds like work.
You might find your future love at the wedding. No, you won't, but you might.
I think when they invite people to weddings,
out of the sea of men that are unhappy to be there.
Yeah.
right, and got drunk fast because they wouldn't want to.
But also, like, seeing a good-looking man in a suit is nice. So you're kind of like, ooh, hi,
See,
sir.
and that's offensive to a man because
Yeah, we just
suddenly
feel like
you
a
put on
piece
a
of
suit and
meat
everyone's
then.
throwing themselves at you. Like, what the fuck? Where the fuck were you when I wasn't shaved and wearing
Ooh, sir,
Right?
you
Like,
have a
it's
copper
so
bun on?
I never take it off.
I wore my codpiece just in case someone wasn't sure what my gender was and needed to check.
I'm wearing 2 cummerbunds right now, so when I take one off, I feel like a real man.
At least the cummerbund, you can come home and have a little snack from the little crumbs that, between the whatever.
I'm Scottish. My cummerbund has like a zipper and a knife hidden in it.
Anyway, it was a very nice wedding of my wife's friend, and that's my. She owes me one for that. She had a good time, I think. And I think when you invite, if you're having a wedding, there's my public service announcement of the day. Just invite your girlfriends. Don't give them a +1. Just, because otherwise it's twice as expensive on the gift side, and you just have to drag out a guy, and he's just going to be miserable anyway.
No, exactly.
really
Once
didn't
you
wanna
invite
go.
him in a suit, watch some,
You want to do as
Backstreet
much
Boys
as you
videos.
can to remove the sausage factory element from the reception, right? You want
great idea.
want
It really should just be
available
the
women.
couple and all her girlfriends.
Yeah. No one's allowed to bring dates unless they're married. That's a new wedding rule.
Because that guy already lost. He's got to show up to another wedding.
If you are married and you come, you have to bring like ecstasy or like you have to bring Molly or
Instead of mints, it's just a bowl full of...
yeah.
Today's show is brought to you by Ritalin. The more you take, the less you care. And by the letters P, T, S, and D, and the number pi.